This is a game we all had circled for a very, very long time. Texas going to Texas A&M. I'm going to take a quick early look as we sit here on a Sunday morning. We'll give you our actual prediction for this game, our winner on Tuesday. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed. Tuesday, live show, 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on this very YouTube channel, The Hard Count. We'll make a pick for the winner. Texas, check this last night. They were favored by 7.5. Check it this morning. Texas favored by 6.5. A little bit of line movement. Probably nothing, maybe something. This is going to be so dope. Like, the fact this game is back is absolutely electric. These teams haven't played each other since 2011. I will say this, though, the rivalry in itself, just because they haven't played, the juice has not gone anywhere. Like, you check social media. Social media now is not a reliable source for a lot of things, but when it comes to temperature of a rivalry, pretty good way to keep a pulse. You tweet something out about A&M, Texas folks in your mentions. You tweet something about Texas, A&M folks in your mentions. So they're about that life. The winner of this game now goes to Atlanta for a chance at the SEC championship and obviously a chance to clinch their spot with a bye in the first round of the college football playoff. Now, if A&M is to make the college football playoff, that is their path. They got 3 losses. You got to get to Atlanta, win the SEC to find their way in. For Texas, could you get in without a loss based on the chaos across the SEC? My answer would be probably, but I'll just say like this game is bigger than playoff implications. Like they could play this game in a parking lot with, a couple hundred people there, and it would still mean everything to both these fan bases. So, what's the keys to the game? What are we looking at early on? My big question is, can A&M generate some juice offensively? And you're saying, JD, we scored over 40 against Auburn. What are you talking about? The concern for me is when Le'Veon Moss left the lineup, they became very Marcel Reed dependent to generate some output offensively. Now, that's not to say that Marcel Reed can't still be that guy for you. I think Marcel Reed and what he brings to the table as a dynamic threat, both with his legs and through the air, is why he is your guy at quarterback. And we've seen that now on multiple occasions. But I think with Le'Veon Moss in the game, and obviously he won't be in the game here, what he brought to the table was like a very strong extra pitch for you. I was going to say fastball, but I think Marcel Reed can also be the fastball for you. So if you're going to be able to beat Texas, I think it goes without saying you probably have to find a way to score alongside them. Now, I don't think you want to get into a shootout, but I don't think Texas A&M wins this game by scoring 24 points. I think you're going to have to find a way to generate some juice with other playmakers. Maybe this is the Noah Thomas game. Maybe this is the game where Amari Daniels steps up in a big way and is able to make everyone forget about the game against Auburn and the end of that whole situation in overtime. You cannot be stagnant. You can't take a second to figure it out and spot Texas 21 points. You're not climbing back into this. So, can A&M find a way to generate some juice offensively outside of Marcel Reed? Because Marcel Reed's going to do his thing. But if he's your only option, things could be a little bit tricky for you when it comes to the end of this game. Now, for Texas, can they call this game in rhythm for Quinn Ewers? Quinn Ewers started to come out this morning. A little bit of an ankle situation. Sounds like he's going to be more than fine, just some extra treatment during the week. However, we've seen Texas now try to get the pass game going early. You think about the Oklahoma game. You think about the game against Kentucky. Think about the game against Arkansas. And they've sputtered a little bit. Haven't been able to find that rhythm. Now, the good news is for Texas, when they sputter through the air offensively, they're able to just sit back and let their run game go to work, and that's been a big reason why they've had the success they've had offensively. However, I think in this situation, we mentioned that the juice for A&M offensively, what they're going to have. They're going to empty the clip. Well, A&M offensively, like Colin Klein's going to pack a very heavy suitcase for this game in terms of what they're going to be able to call. I don't think you win this game by being able to just run the football and have Quinn Ewers go for like 210 through the air. I don't think it's that style of game. Now, it could be. That would surprise me. In this situation, I think you want to bring as many styles of fights as possible to the table. And it's great that you can wrestle and grapple and all that. That's great that you want to roll around and run the football. I'm all about that. But at some point in time, you got to be able to throw haymakers, especially on the road, especially with Kyle Field more than likely being on fire, and especially with everything that A&M is playing for in this spot. You're going to get their best shot. Got to bring your best shot to the table in that same exact sense. So, not to be cliche here, but I think it's just too important for us not to talk about. which team is able to impact the quarterback more and which team is able to handle the impact of their quarterback, if that makes sense. Like A&M, they've got just a bunch of beasts up front, man. Nick Scorton, the Shamar brothers, they're going to get after Quinn Ewers and try to force the issue. Same thing for Texas, man. They have a 9% sack rate, and that is top 15 in America. They're going to try to get after Marcel Reed. Both these outfits now, when have we seen them struggle? When the quarterback has pressure applied to them. You talk about Texas in the Georgia game. For A&M, you talk about the game against South Carolina and talk about the game against Auburn last night, quite frankly. A lot of spots here where if the quarterback has a little bit extra heat applied there, can you handle it as a quarterback specifically for Marcel Reed and Quinn Ewers, but maybe as importantly, can you handle it as a play caller? Can you create easy access throws when you see that defender coming hot off the edge? Can you get something going on the ground game to mellow out the defense? I think that could be the end-all, be-all in terms of how you're able to call the offense there going forward and be able to live in ideally second and medium, third and short. That's going to obviously give you a massive upper hand in winning this football game. So I can't wait for this thing, man. I mean, I'm fired up. I'll say this right now. A lot of times we sit here on a Sunday, look at the Tuesday slate, and feel like we have a good gauge for who to pick. I have no idea who to pick in this game. No idea. So we got to work it out for us. We will, of course, do that work before the prediction show on Tuesday. Make sure you're subscribed now so you don't miss a minute of what we have going on right here on the show, The Hard Count, on the On3 YouTube channel. For Caden Smith on the ones and twos, I'm JD PicKell. We're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.